Hit it.
Hello, the gay Ayatollah here. That's right, it's Mojtaba Hosseini Khamenei itching and scratching at y'all. And I have some new friends to help spread Islam and all its wonderful benefits like flying planes, going to nightclubs, and how gravity works from real 7-story buildings. I am so excited that you will now have the Pope. That's right, the actual head of the Catholic faith worldwide. And Tucker Carlson. You may know him from Fox News or his character on Dobie Gillis, Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Thank
And
you,
now
Rush.
to introduce Islam to the filthy infidels is Tucker Carlson himself. Take it away, Tucker.
Oh, hello, Supreme Gay Leader Khamenei. Thank you for the warm introduction. And speaking of warm, wait till you infidels hear the great news me and the Pope are cooking up for you. There's nothing like cozying up to a roaring fire at night here in Iran or in any Muslim country and watching it dance in the moonlight like a man on fire, or daylight, it doesn't matter. The benefits of Islam is that you can leave your keys in your Lamborghini and you don't ever have to worry about it being stolen because they will chop you into little pieces if you steal it. And there are no reported rapes because, well, let's just not ruin that little surprise, okay? Look, Islam is the new great thing. So get on board or get stoned. I mean, really stoned.
Wow. Imagine Tucker Carlson 5 years ago. I mean, it's just, it's amazing. It is amazing. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe our little intro, let's go to the tape. This is in 2025. This is Tucker Carlson.
You can tell when you go to a place like Abu Dhabi or Riyadh, like, oh man, I hope we don't ever wind up with a society like this, with a rape rate of 0, where you leave your keys in your Lamborghini and don't ever worry about it being stolen.
Right, that's right out of, that's the Tucker Carlson show. You can look it up. That's not all. I mean, let's go to the Pope. Let's see what the Pope. Okay, he's my Pope. He's a vicar of Christ. He's my Pope. I'm part of the over 2 billion Catholics in this world. He's supposed to lead us. He's supposed to lead us in spirituality in the Catholic Church. So he goes to Algeria, where they have massacred Christians and Catholics for centuries. And this is what he says. Hit it.
In that sense, I would say that we all need to work together. One of the values of this trip is precisely to raise the world's attention to the possibility that dialogue and friendship between Muslims and Christians is possible.
Okay, well, that's what he's supposed to do, sorta. But he should tell the Muslims, you know, I can see the Pope mobile with one of those coexist stickers on the back of it. Well, I'm going to give the Pope a hint. The very first letter, the C with the little moon in it or whatever it is, a little moon with a little star, whatever it is. I don't know, I can't remember. That represents the people who don't want to coexist. And that means Muslims. Hold on 1 second. So, you didn't want to see me sneeze and cough. So then the Pope goes on X, and he tweets this. He posts this. Communion between Christians and Muslims takes shape under the mantle of Our Lady of Africa. Here in Algeria, the maternal love of Lala Miriam gathers everyone as children within our rich diversity and our shared aspiration for dignity, love, justice, and peace. Where is he getting this? Where is he getting this that Muslims want to make peace with Christians? They don't. Matter of fact, If you heard of the word, where is it at? I don't want to make sure I'm getting this right. Tekfir. This is when Muslims excommunicate other Muslims, but it also refers to you as a Christian and as a Catholic. It's apostasy, and the punishment for that is death. And that's why you see picture after picture after picture of Muslims cutting the throats of Christians. We've seen it year after year after year. And now Tucker is saying that that's the way he wants to live. Tucker Carlson is saying that we have to bow down. We should be living like that, not to fix our cities, not to get rid of Democrats who don't put people in jail, criminals, felons, murderers in jail. No, we can't do that. We have to become Islamic, according to Tucker. And he'll say, no, we don't. I didn't say that. I'm just asking questions. No, he is making excuses because he thinks the Iran war, which is not a war, it's just basically us bombing the crap out of Iran. He thinks that is some kind of thing that Israel dreamed up. I'm going to tell you, I've been around for a little while, and I remember Iran taking 52 of our citizens hostage for 444 days, and if they would have caught the other ones that were trying to sneak out of Iran, go watch Argo. It's a great movie. If they would have caught them, they would have killed them. They would have said that you were spies, and they would have hung them from a crane, like they still do today. They hang people from the cranes in the streets, and you can see it. That's the people that are my Pope wants me to go and shake hands with. No, I'm sorry. And I'm not going to trust them with a nuclear weapon. These are the people that Tucker Carlson says we should live like. Because, there's zero rape in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, sure. He thinks that do you know what the punishment is for a woman to report her rape? It's pretty severe. You'll get stoned, man. Like really stoned. That's the punishment. Look it up. Look what's happening. 16-year-old girls who complained about being raped were hung in Iran. These are the people that the Pope and Tucker want us to be friends with, want us to come to an agreement. The Pope wants us to come to an agreement with the people who would slice your neck because you're a Catholic. No, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to be friends with Iran, and I'm not going to want them to have a nuclear weapon because they have this crazy belief that the 12th Imam will come out of hiding. He's hiding somewhere for the past 900, 1,000 years or something like that. And he's hiding because he doesn't want to be killed, I guess. But if we bomb Iran, okay, the Iranians think, or the mullahs, or the ayatollahs believe that the Shia Imam will come down, the 12th one, and he'll appear, and he will bring justice, Islamic justice to the world, and they'll win. He'll come back, he'll rebuild Iran from the ashes and make them rule over the world. So even if they get just annihilated, they think they go to heaven with, go to Allah with 72 virgins. And wait, isn't that weird that Muslims always have some kind of sex thing? Isn't that Muhammad wrote a thing that you'll have 72 virgins? And why 72? Why not 74? Isn't that weird? Don't you find that sort of strange? So the Pope wants us to become to try to understand them. I do understand them, and that's why they have to disappear off the face of the earth. I'm sorry, Pope. Some people you can't bargain with. It's like bargaining with the mafia. You know you're going to do what they want, or else, you know what I mean? Vinny, go on over and talk to the guy. That's how dealing with a Muslim is. And I'm sorry, Pope, you're not going to convince me otherwise. You going over there with a whole bunch of protection, okay, it doesn't make me all warm and fuzzy inside. What you're doing, and this is another thing. And let me look this up. Be right back. So the Pope's friends, his allies, are trying to say this. Now this is Father James. This is on X. You can see it. When the Pope says God is not on the side of those who wield the sword, he is not denying the church is a just war tradition. Because you remember when the church used to go to war for Christ? Remember that? Remember, they're Templar Knights. Remember them? Huh? He is calling us back to the heart of Christ. In Matthew, Jesus says, all who take the sword will perish by the sword. Well, yeah. That is murdering people. If you murder, not just protect yourself, but if you murder people, then you will perish by the sword. You will also be murdered. You will come to your punishment, and that is death. Back then, well, not now. Not now. They buy you a car, give you an apartment, put you on Snap, make you let you vote. That's what they do to murderers now. So his allies are going against. They're up against Trump. They're saying this is a bad war. No, it's not. If you want to let the Iranians have a nuclear weapon, then you're an idiot. So he's going after what J.D. Vance said at Turning Point. So let's listen to what J.D. Vance said.
When the Pope says that God is never on the side of those who wield the sword, there is more than a 1,000-year tradition of just war theory. Okay? Now, we can, of course, have disagreements about whether this or that conflict is just, but I think that it's important, in the same way that it's important for the Vice President of the United States to be careful when I talk about matters of public policy, I think it's very, very important for the Pope to be careful when he talks about matters of theology. And I think that one of these issues here is that there has been, again, hey, random dude screaming, I told you I'd respond to your point. I just want to respond to this question first. But I think one of the issues here is that if you're going to opine on matters of theology, you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure it's anchored in the truth, and that's one of the...
Yeah, and that what he said is not true. Ask the Canaanites. Look up the Canaanites. Look up the church, or the God going to war against the Canaanites. I mean, this God stopped the earth. Remember, he stopped the earth spinning so the war could continue and they could win, because they didn't want to fight. They fought in daylight. It is not. This is nonsense. That Jesus was like this peaceful guy. Remember, Jesus made a whip and he drove the sheep and the cattle and scattered the coins of the money changers. Remember that? He was beating people over the head with a whip. He wasn't nice. And the reason why is because they were breaking the law. They brought into the temple, and they were selling and changing money, and that was against the rules. So what did he do? He wasn't nice. He didn't say, "Hey, you got to take these sheep and stuff out of here." No, he went over there and he kicked some butt. I would like to have my Pope stay out of politics, but again, he hasn't. He has decided that he's going to get into politics. He met with Barack Obama's former chief campaign strategist, David Axelrod. And then, about a week later, he comes out with all this. And guess who wants to meet with him? Barack Hussein Obama, the Muslim. That's who wants to meet with him, because he was Muslim. And I'm beginning to think that his he was born in Kenya. That's what I'm thinking. The guy he's not an American. And he met with David Axelrod. They're all from Chicago. And he's coming out and he's dipping his toes. He's going, hey, I'm going to get into politics. Well, no. You're supposed to lead the church, not a country. This isn't your country. Your country is the Vatican. And I noticed you have a pretty big wall. So I'm not happy that my Pope is now on the side of one of the most evil, wretched religions in the world. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I'm not liking this at all. I want, who was it? What was his name? Sarah? Pope Sarah. Where is he at? I had him around here somewhere. Hold on. There's there it is. Islam is a danger. If Christians don't start caring about our faith, Islam will take over the West. That's Cardinal Sarah. That man should have been Pope. But they gave it to this white guy from Chicago. He's a black guy from Africa. I want him as Pope. There's another guy from the Philippines who is pretty conservative. I want him as a Pope. This guy should have been Pope. You imagine how many Africans would come over to the Catholic Church if they had Cardinal Sarah? I'm done. I'm done with this nonsense. I'm done comparing Catholicism and Christianity to Islam. And as for Tucker, there's a word that rhymes with Tucker. Starts with a PH. I am telling you, I've had it with Tucker Carlson. What the hell's wrong with this guy? I could go back on that tape that I played about Tucker Carlson. We could go back. It's not very long. We could go back before and after. You want to do that? Let's go before and after with Tucker Carlson. All right, let's go.
Americans are concerned about Sharia law.
Sure.
And they're concerned about polls that show a strikingly large number of Muslims would like to see it supplant civil law in the countries in which they live.
Sharia law is bad, Seth. I don't know if you've heard that. It's bad. It's worse than what's happening in New York and Detroit. It's just bad.
That's him laughing about it. He's making a joke. See? It's not bad. Sharia law is actually good. The law that you chop off someone's hands and your wife is your slave, and your daughters can be killed for honor killings. That's the good law, according to Tucker. Let's listen to it. That's 2025.
I don't know of a single Gulf country where it's illegal to proselytize on behalf of another religion. I think that in every Muslim majority country in the world, non-Muslims are treated, have fewer rights.
And you can tell when you go to a place like Abu Dhabi or Riyadh, like, oh man, I hope we don't ever wind up with a society like this.
Who's paying
with
Tucker?
a rape rate of 0, where you leave your keys in your Lamborghini and don't ever worry about it being stolen.
So you often hear people say, well, Sharia is intolerant, women are treated badly, gays are treated badly. Women have, in the Quran, fewer rights than men do.
There you go. And fewer rights, they have none. I'm telling you, Tucker is being paid by somebody. Now listen to him.
I'm not Muslim. I'm not for Sharia law. On the other hand, compared to what? Compared to Baltimore?
In England, it's 4 out of 10 British Muslims.
So because Baltimore is run like crap, and I would like to have mayors and politicians arrested because that's a civil right that you get to walk down the street and they're not enforcing those laws. So let's do that, Tucker. But no, Tucker wants this.
In France, 29% of French Muslims would like to see it replace French law.
You know, if people want to get wasted, they do it at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody in Saudi Arabia they're all wasted at home. That's what they're doing. Jesus, what this guy? He said that he's learned this by traveling around the world.
Yeah, I don't.
Boy, I hope we don't wind up with that.
But I've seen a bunch of polls like this that show that the attitudes of faithful Muslims are not Western at all.
Wow. He had a graph up there saying that 20% of all Muslims say it's okay to kill Christians. Just murder them. Let's go. Come on, keep going.
And that they include a tolerance of violence you don't find among, say, Presbyterians or Jews.
Shut up. Sharia law.
Meanwhile, a California imam is apologizing after he referred to Jews as filth.
Yeah. But see, now he's making fun of it. Now he's making, it's Sharia law, shut up.
O Allah, liberate the Al-Aqsa Mosque from the filth of the Jews. O Allah, count them one by one and annihilate them down to the very last one.
That's your typical Muslim.
Do not spare any of them.
Sorry, Sharia law.
All right, that's from Brooke Goldstein on Facebook. I don't know who she is, but she did a great Facebook post there. She put all those together. For all you people who hate Jews, you realize that they are part of the Western civilization. And, I like to have my blazing saddles and my, my Naked Gun movies and my Jewish doctor and my Jewish lawyer that I had, who was great, got me out of a lot of trouble when I was younger. And I would like to have my Jewish friends that I've had and still have. I'm sorry, I really don't have any Muslim friends, and there's a reason for that. Because I'm a Western person, and they aren't. So, I don't know, Tucker Carlson is just full of crap. I'm sorry. And if you listen to Tucker Carlson, because I listen to him every once in a while, I go on this, this looks interesting, then I hear it and I go, he'll be talking about something, his laundry. And all of a sudden it's like, well, the Jews, they made all my clothes dirty. No, it was Israel. Israel was, they're against soap. Or some freaking nonsense. So, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of people on the right that are just idiots, and they should just join the left. Just become liberals. You're that stupid. I don't know, man. Tucker Carlson and the Pope. And Tucker's not Catholic. I'm Catholic. I went to Catholic school in Malta and in France. I went through Catholic schools, and this is here's a picture. Here's a picture of all these Christians lined up on their knees in orange suits, and all these Muslims in black with knives. What do you think happened to them? Do you remember that? That's what Muslims do. So I'm just, I'm sick of the people coming out and just saying stupid crap. There's a thing, and it's called, where'd it go? Cker. Where is it at? One second. Going back to Cker. That's when one Muslim accuses the other of being apostate. But that also goes for you as a Christian. You are considered an apostate. And under Islamic law, Sharia, the one that Tucker, the a-hole face, is laughing about, the punishment for apostasy is death. And that's where they get it. But you know what? I think we should listen to Tucker Carlson. Don't you? Because Tucker Carlson's right. My aunt's gout is because of Israel. Right? My bathtub ring, Israel must be doing it. Everything is for 5 months now. He's just been going on and on and on and on about Israel. Everything is Israel's fault, and then he laughs about it. Well, I'm done. I'm done with Tucker and all the other crazy shit. These are the same people that don't believe that Tyler Robinson murdered Charlie Kirk. You have idiots like that out there, and I guarantee you, Tucker Carlson is one of them. He's going to tell you it was some Israel Mossad did it. It's just freaking nuts, and I've had it. And if you want to live under Sharia law, then move over there. There's plenty of space over there. Go live under Sharia law somewhere else, because I'm going to fight against it. Screw you. It's an amazing time to be alive, because it's actually it's all because of Gwat. A lot of this is because of Gwat. And I was talking to a friend a long time ago, maybe about 10 years ago, and I said this war is going to lead to a lot of people siding with the scumbags we're fighting. They won't want to do this anymore because it's not done right. You know who's doing it right? Trump. So I want the bombing to continue. I want the war. It's not a war. I want the bombing to continue until there are no more Iranian ayatollahs. So that's my job. That's my point. That's my point. Hey, if you like my show, subscribe on YouTube and send it, and also like and retweet on TikTok and on X and everywhere else. So I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. We want to get this show bigger and better, and I am going to get we're trying to do the call thing, but every time we hook something up, something goes wrong, and it's, according to them, it's not my computer. I don't know what it is. All of a sudden, the camera goes off. This goes off. Anyway, have a great day. Love you guys.